Welcome to How to Identify, our inaugural episode that will sort of give you an introduction to the process using Roseate Spoonbills as a case study. Now, the first question that we are going to ask ourselves when we're trying to identify any animal is, where is it? Is it on the land or in water? Is it in deep water or shallow? Is it in moving water or still? Or is it salt water or fresh water? If you're talking about water, those are the things you need to know in Florida. Now, with Roseate Spoonbills, they're a wading bird. You're going to see them in shallow water that is not moving very much. You're going to see them often in brackish water, which is a combination of fresh and salt. But you can also see them in salt or fresh. There are quite a few different birds in Florida that are able to be in all types of water. Now, with the Roseate Spoonbills, you're also going to see them sort of on the edges of deep lakes, or in the marsh. You can see them anywhere that they can wade and eat. That's going to lead us to our next question, which is going to concern what behaviors are the animals displaying. Now, there's all sorts of different types of behaviors that they can display, but we're kind of looking at a general overview. When you're looking at an animal, you're going to ask, is it in a flock or in a pair, or is it a single animal? The reason for that is you're going to see certain birds that almost are always in a large flock. You're going to see certain birds that you almost always see in a pair, and you're going to see birds that are almost always by themselves. Roseate Spoonbills are sort of a combination of all three. You can see them in all sorts of configurations. Now, are they feeding, roosting, drying wings, or nesting? That's going to give you a hint about what sort of bird you're looking at. You're going to pretty frequently see Roseate Spoonbills feeding with other birds, herons, egrets, even white pelicans sometimes. And they're going to be sort of moving back and forth in sort of shallow places. You can also see them roosting in mangroves. Now, what is the size and shape of the animal? With birds, there's going to be sort of a continuum there. With the shape and size of a Roseate Spoonbill, there's not a whole lot that it really compares to. So when you see something that's sort of a medium to large sized bird, you kind of have some idea that it might be a spoonbill right away, because there's not a whole lot that you're going to see that's around that size. There are some herons that are around that size, but it's generally a little bit larger than most of them. Now, you're going to say, what's the shape of the bill? How big is the animal overall? And what's the length of those legs? With birds, that's a big deal, because leg length means a lot about what type of bird you're looking at. With these Roseate Spoonbills, they need those long legs so that they can wade around in water and be able to sweep that spoon-shaped bill. Now, what color is the bird? Now, this is one thing that is a bit of a caveat, because color can change throughout a bird's life. They have sort of a regular plumage and a breeding plumage, but also there's huge differences between adults and juveniles. With adult spoonbills, you're going to see a really bright pink stripe on their wing. The reason for this is actually the same reason that flamingos are pink. The food that they eat actually causes them to accumulate that pigment and get that bright color. And so that's why juveniles don't have that. You'll see a sort of spectrum of juveniles that are more or less pastel. The reason for that is the ones that are lighter are younger and haven't eaten as much as the older ones that are starting to get pinker like their parents. Now, you're also going to have to watch for bad lighting when it comes to spoonbills. This is sort of a specific thing to spoonbills, because when they're far away and you're in certain lighting, they can really get washed out and look white. So color can be something that you want to put sort of lower down on the list, because If everything else fits, shape, size, behaviors, but the color doesn't seem right, you still might be looking at a spoonbill, and it's definitely worth either taking a picture or pulling out your binoculars and making sure what you're looking at. So don't think pink is the only thing that you'll see to trigger spoonbills. Now, with birds on the wing, a lot of the things are going to be similar to when they're on the ground. Location, though, is a little less important because obviously they can be flying from one location to another. So you're going to really want to look at shape here. The key things are how its neck is held, the tail shape, the shape of the feet, and how they're holding their feet, and also their wing shape. Different birds have different strategies when they're flying, and so you will see birds that have really tucked in necks. You'll see birds like the spoonbill that have their neck pulled out all the way. Spoonbills also have their feet extended behind them. Oftentimes you'll see birds that tuck their feet in. They don't really have a prominent tail. So the main things you're going to be looking for with them is that long neck, maybe the spoonbill shape if it's close enough, and the pointy feet and the wide wings. And they can, when they're flying and you're kind of looking up at the sky from underneath, actually look very dark. So again, don't think pink is going to be your only indicator here, and sunset can fool you by putting pink on white birds. All in all, spotting a spoonie is a very exciting experience, and I hope it's something you get a feel for yourself soon. Thanks very much. Hi guys, it's your Auntie Lynn, one of your favorite Brady Bird nerds. I'm here telling you I'm so glad that you watched my video. If you liked it, please comment, share, subscribe, all of those YouTube-y things. I'm really trying to get this project started, and if you like it, anything you can do to help really will get me going. So I hope to see you again soon. Thank you very much. Have a great day.